Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Wanderbots, where I stab people and the floor. Man, you can get that sword deep into the floor. But let's get away from Creepy McCreeperson, shall we? Yeah. Well, that's, wait. I did the whole kind of impale combo and it did not kill him. Props for durability, but, maybe a little creepy. But, I am 90% certain this is the last level. So, of course the enemies have to be the hardest we're going to face. I do not believe this... Wow, I got really quiet. I was watching all the sword moves. But I don't believe the katana is going to be my favorite weapon. I was hoping for, you know, big long sweeps. But I think when it comes down to it, the katana is going to be more of a... Ow. What? I walked into it. I didn't hit it. I didn't do anything. That ain't fair. And man, I'm almost dead already. That's... Pipes, please do not punch me. I do not need that right now. Oh, poppycock. Oh, that's it for me. That was a lot shorter than I wanted it to be. But I guess it starts me back off where I was. Okay, let's switch back to the machetes. I think they have remained my favorite heavy weapon. The chainsaw was good for stun locking enemies, but it just didn't do enough AoE. Whereas these do great stun locking. You can do the whole cheap ass jump move, and you know, it actually hits the enemies as opposed to has the chance of missing. Or, you know, Shank is stupid and shoves his weapon in the ground with the katana. I'm probably going to be a little bit more focused in this one just so I don't die as much, but we will see how that goes. I seem to be having kind of a piss-poor streak of living through things right now. Maybe it's just kind of the close quarters, but I'm feeling kind of... Wait, why did I drink that? That was stupid. Wait, I thought I threw a grenade. I didn't? Weird. Either way. I guess I should probably start using the dodge move more often too. The invincibility frames will be... Because I don't know how easy this guy is to stun lock. Maybe if I katana... Or... yes, katana. It's a chainsaw. But... I guess sometimes the old weapons are still the best, but I think I still favor the machete just for the jump combo, because the chainsaw can't do it effectively, and that looks scary no matter how you look at it. Maybe I was supposed to fight the enemies over there. But, no. The one weapon I think I've been most disappointed with, I guess, apart from the katana, which just felt very... maybe it does a lot of damage, I'm not terribly certain, but the fact that you get it stuck in the ground and more or less just lose any ability to cancel out of that sucks. But the Uzi in this game I'm finding has been kind of the most disappointing, because it's supposed to be good for fighting mobs of enemies, but in the end you only just pile a couple bullets into one dude and then run out of bullets, and that just ain't great. Yeah, I'm noticing the enemies take a while to go down and do a fair amount of damage no matter who they are. So, ooh, beer. Beer. Okay. I was also complaining about this earlier, where the parallax in the foreground is more than a little frustrating. And I'd much rather just have kind of nice, pleasant, but infrequent instead of constant and frustrating. Maybe I should just switch back to the Shanks. They seem to be more than good enough to take a heavy even out of his charge combo, which usually I seem to have some pretty decent amounts of difficulty with. Also, I love it how the grenades are sitting in a nice blanket. Yep, Shanks seem to be the way to go, as always. Stop getting fancy and just get back to the program, pretty much. I did that in reverse. Well, let's get away from the... I guess the one thing is I can't break through the shield with the Shanks, which... Well, back to the chainsaw. I think that's good enough, maybe? Jump chainsaw. That's how you do it. Good enough to take out a heavy, good enough for me. And everybody's back to wearing their nice suits. I kind of like that. The weird, dodgy SWAT guys didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. They felt like kind of a cheap response to needing an enemy type to fight. Whereas... I mean, I'm not exactly sure I'd be wearing a suit in a flaming cavern filled with guns. I mean, half of these guns we haven't even seen yet. My shotgun's kind of your classic single-barreled even shotgun. Stop dodging. You're a light enemy. You're not supposed to be difficult. Oh, okay. That's news to me. If you hold down while doing a light attack combo, you will, juggle the enemy up. And, more or less, they can't do a thing about it. Can I do it with the chainsaw? Yep, looks like it. Things you learn at the very last level of the game. Though, against large groups of enemies, I'm not sure how useful that would have been. With the machete, maybe I can juggle large groups of enemies? Okay, it's more effective than I thought it was going to be, but enemies seem to be able to just roll behind you, which kind of invalidates the ability to juggle. Yeah, the more I think about it, I think I was supposed to grapple the priest instead of pounce on. Pounce on him, sorry. Just the rage and indignation of getting RPG'd in the face. I guess it's not an RPG, it's just a grenade launcher grenade, but still. I have a lot of grenades saved up. I should probably chuck them more in dangerous situations. That's one way to deal with this situation. And I'm fairly certain I can't jump with this, so it's actually simply useless to have. Can I? Oh, he's dead. I was wondering if I could grapple him on the ground. Another thing that... Wait. I don't have to wall jump in this game. I can just shank my way up. I forgot. I've been playing too much Dust Force, and it's affecting my mind. Okay, that's one way to deal with them. I am pleased. Also, the guy on the left, I think I've only faced like 2 or 3 of him. Maybe I was being kind of unfair with this game. There have been a goodly number of enemy types and visual variations. It's just, when you fight, 6 guys with a weird handlebar mustache and a beret, you start to just get the feeling that they could have done a little bit more in terms of variety. But then again, it seems more like they were just saving a couple of different varieties. Well, that's one way to deal with a heavy. I'm not really sure why it took him back out of his ground stun, but I ain't gonna complain. Yeah. I do kind of wish you could pick up the battering rams, because I think that would have been an interesting temporary weapon to have instead of the generally wholly useless chain guns. Considering how often they give them to you and you just more or less die on the spot or get forced out of it, because, you know, an enemy hits you, you drop the chain gun. You jump, you drop the chain gun. You fall, you drop the chain gun. Okay, that's just mean. That's just double mean. Okay, good. It doesn't force me to go back too far. And it's kind of interesting where you have side little platformy sections that mostly just are left, right, jump, left, right, jump. And you can wall climb, but... Well, I did it again. Maybe I should shoot him from on high. Whoops. I realize I haven't even used my pistols in a very long time. I've been relying on the shotgun mostly, because the Uzi is just downright terrible. And the pistols didn't have much stopping power. But I guess they were enough to do a fair amount to the heavies way back in the day, so let's just try that again. Oh, this is just silly. This is just really silly. Thank you, Jose, for standing there and letting me shoot you. You made my day infinitely easier. God, I feel like I should be carrying, you know, J.R. Tolkien-esque ring and being followed around by a pair of midgets or something, and cackling to myself. This has got a very big Mount Doom aesthetic to it, except for, of course, the enemies we're fighting, which are, you know, dapper gentlemen in suits. Also, the cow skulls are a little strange, but I'm not going to complain too much. Bats. Hey! That's the first, like, non-rat animal, I guess, except for the dogs, that we've seen this entire game. Wow. Get a good juggle combo going. You can really send everybody flying. Though, blocking with your gun doesn't seem, exactly proper tactics, I think. I do have to give them kudos for what... Great. Just as I was starting to compliment the platforming aspect, the amount of platforming they do make you do is very non-frustrating and generally pretty fast to overcome. I don't feel like I'm being forced to do something. I don't feel like I'm being forced to do something that's going to frustrate and enrage me for too long. And for the most part, you can just kind of hold right and jump as need be, though I think that gets me in trouble more often than I would like. But why is this cave even falling apart? This doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But no. This game also does fairly good lighting. Like, if I actually get close to this lamp, I light up. That's... it's not specifically the fanciest of lighting systems, but I actually do feel like there are multiple light sources in this game as opposed to just being, you know, it's dark, your character is dark. You're in a light area, suddenly your character is no longer darkened. And not a lot of indie games really have the time to focus too heavily on, like, light. Or if they do, it's kind of one of the more major gimmicks, or it's just something weird and inconsistent that they spent a lot of time working on where you wouldn't expect. Like, Trine, for example, had I mean, it needed a really good physics engine, but, like, even the things that really didn't need to be that physicsy were amazingly well crafted comparatively, which was not a bad thing at all. It just... I guess I would say that game truly had a complete package, but I'm sure you've played like a game before where you don't really have much for physics going on, and suddenly like you notice that the water is doing like all these crazy things that you wouldn't expect out of a game with a budget. Like if this game suddenly had really in-depth water physics, I think I would be confused. That... Well, that cave exploded, and I'm really not sure why. All it seemed to have was a bunch of wine casks in it and some explosive barrels, and not enough to blow up a cave. But, we'll go with it. Okay, this has got to be the last level, then. Private property, a bunch of military people. I'm gonna get with the stabby. That guy, no chance. Didn't stand one in the slightest. I'm kind of curious. Come on, let me leave, screen. Let me leave. Hey, that's nice that it actually lets you push up against the screen. It is kind of confusing. Hey, it's Roke again. I get to kill him twice. Well, that was the exploding cave bit, and God, I hope this is the last level, because I'd very much like to beat this game, which we will do on the next episode of Wanderbots. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.